Hi, welcome back. If you are new around here, then hello, nice to meet you, and if you are returning, then thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name is Alana. If you haven't met me before, I am a 30-something Scottish woman, and that is my excuse for the swearing, and that is what I'm sticking to. As I've said before, if you're not into swearing, that's alright. If you've got kiddies running about, you know, stick the headphones in. Or if you're Scottish and you're just like, what a stereotype to give us. Well, it's fucking true, let's face it. I'm not fucking lying. That's enough profanity for now. This video is going to be a get ready with me. I have quite a few wee new bits and bobs. I don't have a new eyeshadow palette, which for me is astounding considering over the last few months I have bought so many eyeshadow palettes, but nothing you haven't seen before, so that is the only thing. But everything else, cheeks, lips, eyes, mascara, a little bit of base stuff going on as well. We've got some new things, so we're going to do a little get ready with me and we can see how we go. There is stuff from Jamie Genivieve's range. I didn't buy the eyeshadow palette, we'll get into that. But if that sounds like your kind of thing, you fancy kind of getting to know me a little bit and just having a little chat to get ready with me, seeing how these products work out, then, you know, grab a cuppa and keep on watching. Syra, that grab a cuppa was just for you, hen. Just for you. The other day, Syra was like, oh, what was it she said on her Instagram? Sorry, I'm just putting my headband on. She said on her Instagram the other day, when she sees like YouTubers or somebody always being like, grab a cuppa, and I'm like, I always fucking say that, grab a cuppa, grab a tea, a coffee, a vodka if you like. It's up to you, do what you like. Anyway, let's get started. I might have to zoom you in a little smidgeroo just to see what we're doing here on this moon pie face. Right, I'm back on the Jaffa cakes today. Yeah. I just ate a pepperami as well. It's been years since I ate a pepperami, but I just took the notion for one. I was in the shop yesterday. I baked an apple pie yesterday. How exciting is that? If you follow me over on Instagram, then you maybe already seen it, but it was damn tasty. I put like this caramel, salted caramel, apple sauce stuff in it. Oh my god, it was beautiful. Okay, so this is something that I spoke about in my What's New this month, and it is the Porefessional from Benefit, but it is the hydrating primer. So I'm going to see how this goes because Porefessional is not one of my favourites. I don't generally like that kind of silicone-y type of feeling that makes your skin almost feel like I don't mind my skin feeling a little tacky, but I don't mind if my skin's like dewy to touch, like feels plump. Whereas I feel like the silicone-y ones are kind of like super smoothing, and it's nice to have soft skin, but it's almost like a waxy feeling. So Porefessional I would generally just place in the areas where you think you've got too many pores. So I'm gonna probably just start by doing that. It looks the same as Porefessional. The kind of colour and the texture of it looks kind of similar. It's definitely mattifying a little bit, but I don't like being too matte. I've said that before and you know that. Alright, so this definitely kind of does mattify slightly, but I do still, you can see a bit of glow here still, but it definitely has done a little bit of mattifying, but not to the extreme that I remember Porefessional being before, which is kind of nice. Would I buy it in a full size? Probably not. What will I probably use this for? Maybe the odd night out if I have a night out type thing. But let's face it, when is that going to happen? We don't know. Did I mention lockdown situation at the moment? Today I'm using, sorry, the number 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced. I feel the coverage on this one, it says it's medium, but actually I find it to be a little bit more coverage than that of the Hydra Luminous. It isn't my first choice, but I fancied we're going to do a little bit more made up today because we're using Jamie Genivieve's products. At the end of the day, you gotta be glamorous. So I'm going to try that for now. But yeah, lockdown situation. I don't know if I've mentioned it recently. I probably have. You'll all be bored stiff. But I went onto a light. Now this is too dark for me. I know. I'm aware of that. And I've got a new bronzer to try as well. So we're gonna just make it work. It's fine, even though it's far too dark for me. So yeah, lockdown at the moment in Scotland. There is a different tier system in different areas of Scotland. So for a while, like my mum, she stays up in Fife, and for a while they were in tier 2, I want to say. Now they are also in tier 3, so they are in the same tier now as Glasgow and the Central Belt, Edinburgh and all these kind of areas. And to be honest with you, I think that's going to be kind of difficult for them because little tiny like fishing villages like where my mum stay, you know, the pub, the restaurants and things are really, usually they have tourists, and this year obviously during the summer months they didn't have the tourism that they would have normally, and I think a lot of little businesses are really struggling. I know they're struggling in other places as well, like in Glasgow City they are as well, but I just feel like little places like that are really going to feel it now through the winter, especially if they have to stay in the tier 3. And horrifically, I believe I've heard on the grapevine, I don't know if by the time this goes up it will have happened, but Glasgow and other areas and surrounding areas around about it may go into tier 4, which means a complete lockdown again, which, oh god, I just you know, it's not that bad for me. I can still keep going to work. I'm a nurse, obviously. I don't really have a fucking choice in the matter here, but I can keep going to work. I still get to see people. Like, I'm not totally isolated that way, which is quite lucky for me. But I would just love to be able to just do something normal. I would love to just go and meet a couple of friends for a pint or something like that, and just have one evening of normality. It would be so nice, but I'm not willing to risk it. I have met my friends for a coffee, because at the moment you're still allowed to do that. It seems mental, doesn't it, that I can go and meet like my mother-in-law for a coffee in a coffee shop, but I'm not allowed to go into her house at the moment. That's just, oh, like, I get it. I am somebody that works in the health profession, but there's part of me that just thinks equally a lot of it is a bit fucking mental. But, you know, keep doing it. I'm not saying don't do it. Because that foundation is a little heavier, I'm just going to go over with a sponge, because I feel like sometimes that brush makes things a little streakier. Alice was like, I need to get myself one of those brushes. That's by Alice. I'd mentioned her before. And I was like, yep, that's a really old NYX one. But it does do just a little bit of streakiness sometimes, depending on the foundation. So we're just going with that today. Alright, so I went ahead and done a little bit of concealing there, but I figured you didn't need to see that because it's the same as always, Glossier Stretch. I actually didn't put, usually I would use the Conceal and Hydrate for darker areas, but I didn't do that today because that coverage foundation is just a little bit more, so I've just used Glossier Stretch on the bottom as well, and it seems to have worked quite well. So yeah, as I was saying, I think lockdown is really just getting to people, and when I was on that live, as if I was doing the fucking live, no. Cara C done a live last, was it Friday night, and basically there was loads of people talking about just how much it's affecting them, and it's just shit. It's shit for everybody now. Honestly, it's getting to everybody. I really feel it. I know everybody else is really feeling it. Honestly, it sounds a bit cheeseball, but as I've said before, if you want to fucking message me, drop me a link on Instagram, it's fine. Like, just, if you want to just fucking chat to somebody that's not your own circle, or just somebody else that you think, you know, everybody keep just sick of hearing me moan, because sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I'm like, people don't want to hear you moaning all the time. They're like, oh right, Alana, fine. But then, if you talk to somebody else who's not heard it already, they might be like, oh god, yeah, tell me your woes. So I am going to put a little bronzer on. I know, it's the middle of winter, I'm putting bronzer on. But I picked this up. When we did go and meet Alan's mum for a wee coffee, we went to, it's like the shopping centre here, right? And we went into Boots because we started to pick up the odd Christmas gift. I don't know if anybody else has started yet. I've started picking up one or two bits. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But when we went into the body shop, we were getting something for Alan's gran, and basically I seen this and I thought, oh, okay, this might be what they've now got instead of the Honey Bronze Gel. So this is the Drops of Sun Holiday Glow Creator, and it's got a pump on the top, but it is like a gel kind of formula. If you can see it there, like I've just pushed it out. It's very, very dark. But I remember the Honey Bronze Gel being very similar. Now I'm just going to take that because I can imagine this could go tits up quite quickly. So I'm going to take this brush, which is like a kind of more dense stippling brush. This is the one I kind of usually like for doing a bit of bronzing. And we're going to try this. We'll see how we go. Now, I used to love the Honey Bronze. If you've been watching any of my videos for any length of time, the Honey Bronze was even in like yearly favourites and stuff like that. And it always was mentioned in the summer. The reason I liked it was because, yeah, that looks a bit scary, don't worry. Because it gave me that kind of red look that I have said a million times. Because of the colour of my skin, I would go more of a red bronze than an orange bronze. And it looked more like a realistic tan on me. So let's see how this goes. I also feel like the honey bronze used to always bring out your freckles. Like, I don't know, it just used to accent your freckles really well. And I don't know why, it just used to work really beautifully. Even as a gel thing as well, because I know people worry about it moving about their foundation, but I never found it to be an issue. It used to just meld with my foundation quite nice. Oh, I think that's quite nice actually. Oh, that could be a new winner. I think they've just repackaged it, possibly. It's not exactly the same consistency, but that is nice. And my skin's still dewy. That is nice. Okay, again, very cautious, very, very cautious, because when you're the colour I am, you just can go from looking semi-alright to absolutely mental very quickly. See, I should probably use the contouring one for this area and the bronzer across my face, but I can't be bothered going and getting that Beauty Pie contour one. Ooh, I do like this. I think this is much more the kind of thing I was looking for. The only thing I'll say is it is sticking in my hairline a smidge. But that might just be I've not maybe exfoliated enough in that area. Certainly here, I think it looks lovely, and it's gave me that glow that I would look for. Oh my god, I don't know if you can hear, my cat is snoring something awful. Not that one, the white one. She's over by the radiator. Alright, I really like that. Now I'm going to take the very last little bit that's there and just put that across my nose, because again, this conch is not avoiding the sun if I'm out in it. Okay, Body Shop, yep, we're still on good terms. Pissed off that you got rid of the honey bronze, but if you're going to bring this out, and it's 15ml. I think this was, oh god, I can't remember the prices. I'll put all the stuff down below, you know what I'm like. Or maybe you don't know, maybe this is your first time around here. I get prices wrong regularly, and sometimes I'll slot the right prices in as I go. Sometimes I can't be arsed with that, so I'll just link it all below. I feel like that's given my moon pie a little bit of structure to it. So as I was saying, if we're gonna do a look a la Miss Jamie Genivieve, I want it to be a little bit more bronzed, because you know she goes for that. Now I'm sure you'll all be aware of Miss Jamie Genivieve's launch. She has launched a makeup brand, which I think it will be interesting to see where she takes it. Her initial launch basically has a palette in it, which is definitely a neutral toned palette. She has 5 lipsticks, I want to say, 5 lip liners and 3 highlights. I picked up a lipstick, a lip liner and one of the highlights. We will get into that in a little bit. The reason I didn't pick up the eyeshadow palette was I just felt it's a neutral eyeshadow palette, there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't have an eyeshadow palette that is solely neutral. I maybe have the odd quad that is just neutral, but I don't think I have a palette that is just neutral. But, well, maybe I do, naked palettes I suppose, but how old are they? I just felt like I've plenty of, you know, neutral palettes or mini palettes or things that I can dip in and out of to create the similar looks from the palette that Jamie released. So today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay On The Run palette. Obviously this is not a comparison because I don't know what the quality of Jamie's like. I don't know if these are going to be any better or worse, but I felt looking at this palette, yes, this has colour in it, but if you look at this row here, like these ones, and then this kind of little collection here plus the black, they're not that far off it. Maybe her gold is a little bit more yellow toned than the one in here, but I figured I could probably get a little Jamie Genivieve type look out of these tones. So that's what I'm going to go with, and we're going to go with a kind of warm smoky eye because it's very, very classic Jamie, so let's give that a go. Not saying for a second I will look anything like Jamie Genivieve. Let's face it, that's never going to happen. So what did you think of Jamie's launch? I'm just wondering if people have an opinion on kind of what they thought it might be like and if they thought it was what they expected. I feel like it happened really quickly. I feel like 1 minute, you know, I was seeing this post to be like, coming soon, and I thought it's going to be Christmas time, you know. And then it was practically the next day she was like, live now, and I was like, holy shit, like that's just happened. And as I said before, I think I said it in my What's New video, Jamie is not the aesthetic that I necessarily go for. That doesn't mean to say I think her aesthetic is horrible or like she's not pretty. She's gorgeous, she's absolutely gorgeous. It's just a wee bit different from mine. I'm not usually full glam and things like that. I'm a bit more kind of muted, and I do like colour. She likes colour as well, but I think she's a very certain style of young women and a very certain style of young woman will follow her. Does that make sense? I feel I'm maybe just a wee bit too old to be in her category. Now that, there might be loads of people watching this being like, what bitch, I'm fucking like 45 and I fucking love Jamie. I love her too. I love watching her. I think her vlogs are actually really, really funny. I think, as I've said before, she comes across like a really nice, just normal girl. But to be honest with you, what did you think of the brand? Did you think it was very a la Jamie, or do you think she's kind of just done a bit of a safe play? That's why I'll be interested to see how it goes, like where she'll take it, because it is pretty safe, let's face it, and I just want to see if she does go into colour and she does decide to do they things, or will she be keeping it very classic throughout? A little bit like Lisa Eldridge, like she's got her, I know it's just lipstick she does, but she's got her criteria and her clientele that she sells to. And actually, I've seen loads of people talking about Lisa Eldridge's lipsticks, but she doesn't really verge from that, her taste. Does that make sense? So I just wonder if Jamie will be the same, or will she venture out into more kind of vibrant colours or different products? I wonder about that. I'm going to go in with something a little warmer in the outer creases now, and we're just going to make a really smoky, warm toned eye. I'm sorry to bore you, but I figured if we're doing a Jamie look, and the lipstick I got is particularly a kind of orangey brown undertone. So now I've seen a lot of people comparing the palette to that of the Anastasia Soft Glam palette as well, so if you have that you might not need Jamie's. I also have seen people saying that the sparkles in Jamie's are more like lid toppers rather than actual frosty glitters and stuff like that, but then I'd seen somebody being like, well actually if you use a bit of Fix Plus on them or dampen the brush, then they come up really, really vibrant as well. I've not heard anything bad yet about the brand, so I'm quite eager to give a few of these things a try. I don't know what's going on with this eyeball at the moment, but I feel like, you know, you get veining on the tops of your eyelids. Fine, we're human. I'm supposed to have veins. If I didn't have veins, I'd be awful fucking worried. But I feel like at this side at the moment, there seems to be this, like, you know, Stressed Eric. Do you remember that cartoon? Stressed Eric type of like, ah, vein in my eye. And I'm like, what is that? It's so dark. It's so dark blue. What the fuck is going on here, eyeballs? The funny thing is, I've not actually heard that many American YouTubers talk about this. Now, I've got a theory as to why that is. I think some of the American YouTubers that I watch are people who are particularly interested in the likes of indie brands, or they are women who are a wee bit older, like in their 40s and stuff, who maybe don't have the emotional attachment to Jamie Genivieve. I think because I'm Scottish and things like that, as I say, she's a local girl, so to speak, and I'm pretty sure she went to the same dancing as me when I was younger. Like, we used to go to a dancing called the Cat House. I've maybe mentioned that before as well. And it was like a nightclub, a rocky nightclub. And I'm sure, I remember my pal telling me she was on like going to a gig down south, and Jamie and Jack were on the bus once, way before she was like anything as she is now. Like when she just started out on Instagram and things, like, as far as I know, like she was a very pleasant girl in person prior to the stardom that she now has. And in the UK she's a pretty big deal, and especially in Scotland, like she has her own TV show here. Like we have BBC Scotland, which is like BBC One, but it's just a Scottish version, and Jamie Genivieve and Jack have like At Home with the Genevieves or something. So they are a pretty big deal here. So I think there's a lot of people who have a real affinity with her and a real kind of emotional attachment to her, who probably feel like as if they know her. So for that reason, obviously, they want to buy her products, they want to be part of her life. And I don't think Americans quite have that with her. And if it is the Americans I'm watching, I don't think they're of the age group that would have that affinity. I think there is probably lots of young Americans who know her and follow her and think she's fantastic, but I don't know if so many of the women I watch are that into her. Excuse me while I pull my hair out my headband because it was hurting behind my ears there. Yeah, so I've done the kind of smoky brown eye a la Jamie Genivieve. I am going to put a liner in my waterline, not my waterline, my tight line across the top, because I think that can make things look a lot more sultry. That's just my opinion, but I do think it helps and makes my lashes look a lot longer as well. But I think I should put a little bit of a line across the top too. Not necessarily a liquid liner or anything, but just a little something, because she likes a really smoked out wing, doesn't she? Just before I go any further, I'm going to be using the Flower Beauty Warrior Princess Mascara. This is a new one I spoke about in my watch new video as well. Look at that. That's just a big empty box, Nick. Like, America? What? Like, I'm blaming America. It's not really America's fault. But I know for a fact that a lot of your drugstore stuff comes doubly packaged like that when it could just come like this. I don't know. I don't understand it. Ooh, okay. So I quite like a wand like this. It's kind of hourglass type of wand. And it's like natural bristles. I quite like that too. Let's just do a quick before and after so you can actually see. So this is my lashes. I have curled them. And then we'll do a little after. Alright, so let's give you a quick zoom in of the after. That's it there. I actually think that is really quite pretty. I do actually think that's very nice. It's very fluttery. It was very nice. I think it's got the potential that it could go a little clumpy, but with a light hand, I think that's very, very pretty mascara. I don't know about fall down, obviously. That's the first time I've used it, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to go on with blush now. Now I was going to use the Flower Bomb Drops thing, but this is like a proper jam berry colour, which I don't think is going to go whatsoever. So I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks ballet slippers, because it's a little bit more of a tan colour. And I think that will go a little bit better. But let's talk about what y'all came here to see. We're like fucking 40 minutes into the video and you hate me. You know it. Alright, so this is Vieve. Vieve highlighter, Vieve lip liner, and Vieve modern matte lipstick. Now what I'm going to say from the start off, this came with like a nice card on it, and I'll show you the card. It came with a nice card and a nice like, thank you for joining the Vieve community, all that kind of stuff. Jamie Genivieve, founder, creator. It all came with this kind of stuff, and it was shipped beautifully, it was packaged beautifully, everything came within a decent amount of time, I have to say. I ordered it on the Sunday, and I want to say it got here on the Thursday or the Friday? Or was it the Friday or the Saturday? I think it was either the Friday or the Saturday. So it got here in plenty time. I was impressed. I'm like, okay, fine, nice. But I'm gonna just say the boxes, the unicartons, they're a little bit flimsy. Now, this is a first launch. I am by no means saying that this has any kind of impact on the products at all, but I'm just gonna say, because I have ordered from Gloss My Heart before, this is one of Gloss My Heart's little boxes. Now, their box is much stiffer. It's got a kind of shiny carton to it. It kind of just looks like a higher quality box than the Vieve one. Now the Vieve one obviously has nice gold writing on it, very nice, but the actual quality of the box isn't high quality. Whether you're buying from a high-end brand like NARS or Charlotte Tilbury, or higher still like, I don't know, Giorgio Armani or Chanel or anything like that, like, it's not up there. It doesn't feel like a high quality box. The box actually folds, like, I don't know if you can see it there, actually sinks in the middle very easily. So that's at a square and it just flattens really easily. That does not bother me whatsoever, but the reason I'm telling you that is because these items are not cheap. Not cheap at all. And I think it's not cheap because she wants to go for that very luxe kind of branding. And all I'm saying is, it wouldn't kill if this was a little bit more solid and less flimsy. It's like really, really flimsy. It's more like a paper box than it is a cardboard box. Again though, I don't know if that's because it makes it better for recycling. Maybe, and I have to take that into consideration as well. So this is very, very nice. It has like the gold writing on it. It has the colour on the end, so you know what you've got. Mine's is Rumour, so we'll use that in a wee second. This is the Nova Glow highlighter in Holy Chic. Again, the actual packet is a little flimsy, I'm not gonna lie, but the actual carton that it comes in, the little like packaging that it comes in, is very, very nice. It's like a leatherette type, like a little wallet almost, and then it's got this gold Vieve bit here, which I think is pretty nice. The mirror is stunning. It's a very, very good quality mirror. Oh, I've still got the little plastic bit over the top, and that is it there with the kind of embossed V on it right there. Now, I picked up Holy Chic, which is the medium one. I would have liked to have picked up Bijou, which was the lightest one, but it wasn't in stock, and you know, I just couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So I thought I was going to go with this, but I will do it with a very light hand and we will see how we go. I'm just going to swatch it. So that is it on my finger there, and that is it on the back of my hand. So you can see with my skin tone, that is going to be crazy, but we're going to go with a very light hand, and I may put this on the inner corner of my eyes as well. Okay, so we're going in with a very light hand because I am not generally the colour for this kind of a highlight, but oh, it's golden. It's super golden. It doesn't look horrific front on. I can see it though. Can you see it? Can you see what I mean now when I was talking about blushers? So this kind of, not blushers, highlighters of this kind of colour. I'm just gonna dust it out with my foundation or my bronzing brush. It's very pretty though. Oh, but is a little warmer than I would normally go for. The other thing I would say is it's quite glittery. It's actually more glittery than I expected, but it certainly gives you that Jamie impact. Like, there's no two bones about it. It certainly does. I don't know if this is going to be an everyday type of highlight for me, but I just wanted to try it. Would I pick up Bijou now? The actual highlighter itself looks quite nice. This is a little dark for me. That's my fault. I just needed to buy it and I'm just an idiot. Do I think it would be better as a blush? No, it's maybe too golden as a blush. I'm just going to run it here as well because that's normally where I would highlight my Cupid's bow. I'm running the risk of looking like I've got a yellow upper lip though. And I'm going to take it in my inner corner. And I'm just going to plonk a little bit on my nose because again, it's a very Jamie thing to do. I think you have to kind of do that if you're doing her thing. Alright, let me zoom you in so you can properly see what this is looking like on my skin. So that is it there. I don't think it's horrible, but I do think it is a little deep for my skin tone. It's nice. I can't dispute it. It's a little bit more glittery than I would generally go for. And again, obviously I've got a softbox light set here, so yeah, that looks great. But if I was out in normal daylight, what would that look like? I'm not entirely sure. I think this is just the wrong tone for me. But I think that actual shift, the formula of it and everything like that is very, very nice. I cannot dispute that at all. Like, it is a nice highlighter. I just think I've maybe picked up the wrong colour. But it looks okay. And I've got a darker foundation and things on today, so it kind of works. What I'm going to say is though, that highlighter costs £27. That is expensive for a first launch brand. Like, it is expensive. The actual unit, like the actual carton that it comes in, this little packet that it comes in is very, very nice. You are getting a very decent sized highlighter as well. It is huge. Do I think it's worth £27? I think you're very much paying for Jamie Genivieve's name on this one because it's lovely, it's nice, it's a lovely look golden highlighter. Absolutely, I cannot dispute that. I cannot say this is a bad product, but I think there are products you can get that are much cheaper in the same realm that will do the same job as this, if I'm honest with you. So I do think this is very, very pricey, but people are going to pay for it. People are going to pay for it because they love Jamie. I paid for it just because I wanted to try it because it was Jamie Genivieve, but I do think it's expensive for what it is. Massively expensive for what it is. Now I'm going to try the Rumour Modern Lip Definer. So as I said, this is probably the fourth colour in, or is this the darkest one? I think this is the fourth colour in, and it's a very deep brown colour, but it has slightly more reddy undertones to it. I think Bark is more of a deep brown, but it's cool toned. This is a little bit more red, so that's why I went with that one, because I thought if I'm going to wear a brown, it's going to have to be on the orangey side rather than the greyish side. Now, it's going on softly, but when I'm parting my lips together like that to get a bit of blend on it, it's not blending easily, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so generally, this is a mess, I'm not gonna lie. Generally what I do with my lip liner is I draw like a little cupid's bow here, I put a little cross in the middle, then I deepen up under here, because these are the two areas I want to accentuate, because I don't have the biggest lips in the world. Now the bottom has blended out okay, the top has not. I'm wondering if this is one of these pencils that you'd have to put on underneath, like put on one line, smudge it out, and then go on to do the rest, because it isn't smudging out, it's actually patching up and almost just peeling off. Hold on, we're gonna start again. This is just horrific. Let's try that again. I'm gonna zoom you in this time so you can see what I mean. Okay, so I've zoomed you in so you can see what I'm talking about. So what I do is I go up here, following the line of my lip, and I go over like that. And then I do exactly the same on the other side. Doing a great job of being a ventriloquist here, aren't I? And then I kind of just accentuate a cupid's bow a little bit. And generally what I do then is like smoosh my lips together just to blend things a bit. It's not blending at all. It's pretty solid once it's on there. Which I know you want a lip liner to stay lined, but it's quite difficult to actually, it's like you can see my lips drying out while I'm trying to do it. Maybe I should have put a balm on right before this. I did put a balm on before I started the video, but, and again, I like to blur that line. Said before, like Katie Jane Hughes, I like to kind of blur that out a little bit, and I think this is very tough to do it. It's just not doing it. Okay, I've footered with it and footered with it. You can see how it's turned out. It's dry. It's very dry. I am not overly impressed with these lip liners. I'd like my lip liner to be a little softer, but I don't know. Is this what it's supposed to be like? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this lip liner. I think I'll have to keep playing with it, see how, it's not as soft as I would hope. I think I'll stick to my Gloss My Heart, or even the Beauty Pie one was really nice, to be honest with you. I've got other, like NYX ones are really nice. I've got ones that are a bit softer. Maybe they're meant to be like this, I don't know. For the price of them, again, so this comes in at £15. For £15, I'm sorry, I don't think I'll pick up another one. And let's talk about, finally, the pièce de résistance. It is the Modern Matte Lipstick, and I have mine in Power Suit, which is the deepest one, I'm sure. There we go. And it is like a proper chocolate orange colour. Very reminiscent of that of Tom Ford, and I think this is really, really nice packaging. I think it's gorgeous. Did you see, however, was it on Trend Mood? A certain young man, no he's not fucking young because he's the same age as me, a certain big YouTuber basically slating Jamie Genivieve's launch because of the packaging. What is wrong with you, J-Star? What is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm coming out and I'm saying it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like I say, it might not be my aesthetic. She might not be my aesthetic. But at the end of the day, like, why come out and be like so picky? Oh, like, if you can't come out with any new ideas, like, don't bother. Who the fuck are you? Like, seriously, you're a fucking absolute monster. I just thought for you to do that when you don't have any, like, goings on with her, as far as I know, like, I've never seen you actually be involved in any of her videos or YouTube or anything like that, to come down hard like that, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to look at. Anyway, sorry, let me put this on. This has a really strong scent to it. It's very, very much like white chocolate, like sweet white chocolate, like a white chocolate Easter egg. So I'm just going to pop this on, and it is matte, but it's creamy. It has like a kind of satin feel to it. Oh, alright, so I do very much enjoy the colour. I think that is stunning. Oh my god. Oh, that is nice. Oh, yes, I do like that. I think that is very, very nice. I like the finish of it too. It's got a little sheen to it, but it is definitely still a matte. But I think that is really, really pretty. It is a little bit more slightly greyish than I would go for. I prefer something a little bit warmer, but I think that's very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. I like that a lot, and I see how that could work on a lot of different skin tones too. That's nice. I wonder if I put the liner on now to define a little more, would that help? Maybe? I think I'm running the risk of looking like super 90s, you know, red lip liner and pink lips. So I'm gonna stop. Okay, very quickly, let me go and just put something through my brows and I will be back. Okay, so I have put on a little bit of pencil and gel through my brows there just to complete the Jamie look, but on the whole, I have to say, I really, really like this lipstick. I really, really do. Absolutely would probably pick up one of the lipsticks again. Also, £19, not cheap. But this is luxurious. Okay, the actual packet it came in, this one here, not so much, but this is luxurious. It feels so comfortable. It is matte, but it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. I love the colour. I would love to see her bring out other colours in this, and I would absolutely pick up another one of these. The only reason I didn't pick up any more colours in this is because they were all nudes. I wanted to go with one that I knew would suit my skin tone and my kind of aesthetic. I didn't want to get one and then it was like this greyish colour that would make me look dead, or really, really like on the opposite scale and like what do you call it, like concealer lips. I didn't want that either, so I just went with the one I thought it was safest with. But if she did bring out more lipsticks, I would absolutely give them another try. The highlighter, yes, wow, blinding, but just not the right colour, and that is my fault. But it is quite sparkly as well. I think it's probably not my type of highlighter. I may pass this on to someone else, someone who I know quite well who may actually really enjoy this. I might pass that on to them. The lip liner, however, I am a little disappointed in. I don't know if I'm using it wrong. Did anybody else find that with these? I found that to be quite dry there. So I don't know if I would bother with that again. Especially not for the prices of them, to be honest with you. The Flower Beauty mascara, really, really like. We'll have to let you know about the wear time on it. The bronzing gel stuff from the Body Shop, absolutely spot on. Really, really enjoying that. I think that was it. Was that all my newbies? Was that all my new bits and bobs? I do have a very recent order. It just got delivered today from Gloss My Heart. So I thought I was gonna be like, oh, I could try one of these with the Jamie ones, but that would just be crazy. So I've actually got 3 new colours of the Gloss My Heart. So I'm gonna give them a bash. And look, this is their like little release for Christmas. It's so cute. It's got their little logo on it there, and it's just like a little cotton makeup bag. It's so, so cute. So that's for Christmas. At the moment also, Gloss My Heart are donating a certain percentage of all their sales towards, is it the children's charity? Go and have a look though. That's what they're doing for Black Friday, rather than doing like a big reduction in all of their products, and I think it's a really nice idea. The Porefessional, I probably won't pick it up the full size, but I'll certainly use it up. I'll use that up. It's okay, it's fine. I certainly think it's probably done a little bit more mattifying here than I'm used to, but it's okay, it's alright. I think what I'll probably do is I'll do the Gloss My Heart thing on an IGTV. So if you don't follow me over on Instagram, why the fuck not? But otherwise, I think that's it. That's what will get ready with me on the new kind of first impression stuff. I'll have to try this Flower Beauty one, the Bomb one, when I'm doing a more kind of rosy, just in from the cold type look, because I haven't tried this yet. Should I just open it? Well, we open it now just to tell you what it's like. Ooh, it's actually much more fluid, like a gel-like blush than I expected, and is a little bit more rosy than I expected. I thought it would be like a real jam colour. I mean, it is like that kind of frosty berry colour. It's called Bitten, but it's a little bit more rosy as well. When I've rubbed it out there, it looks a little bit more berry, a little bit more pinky, yeah. But nice. Certainly seems to blend out nice. Interesting. Okay, so that is it for this video, but now that I've got a full face on, I may as well go and film a few other things for you. So I'm gonna go and do that right now. Let me know what you've all been enjoying, what you've been loving. Subscription button is down here, like button is somewhere there too. If you don't like it, don't fucking dislike it, because it's heavy snide. Just leave it be. If you don't like me, that's fine, move along. And if you have any other people that you've been loving on YouTube or Instagram or wherever and you think I would really like them, please drop links down below, because I really like seeing new people, especially small YouTubers. I really like finding small like-minded YouTubers. I really enjoy that. So I'm gonna go and make another cup of coffee just now, and then I'm gonna go on and probably do my Gloss My Heart IGTV and potentially do little empties for you as well now. Why not? Let's do that. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye!